First at 4, the final farewell to Queen Elizabeth. The majestic ceremony, the personal touches, and the Michigan residents who felt they just had to be there. We're live in London. Oakland County's top prosecutor targets gun violence, her plan, and when you might see the first results. And here's Kim.
A nice quiet afternoon here in Metro Detroit, but that is all about to change over the next few days, including the chance for severe weather. We'll talk about it in the forecast in just a few minutes.
What is this stuff? Homeowners believe it is an invasive species killing their shrubs and their trees. But we take a closer look and, yes, wait for it, you might be surprised.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
It was a funeral fit for a queen, with presidents and kings, princesses and prime ministers paying their respects.
Few leaders receive the outpouring of love that we have seen.
That love and sadness also seen on the faces of the thousands of people who lined up to be a part of history.
So yeah, it's been fantastic. So we're really proud to be here today.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew, First at 4. Kimberly Gill is among those in London right now. She has the story of a Michigan couple that traveled to London to be a part of the farewell to Queen Elizabeth. But first, let us take you through some of the pageantry, the pomp and royal protocols put in place to honor Great Britain's longest-serving queen. The state funeral was held at Westminster Abbey, the Queen's coffin draped with the flag, her coronation crown, orb, and scepter. The Archbishop of Canterbury described the Queen as joyful, present to so many, and touching a multitude of lives. After the service, there was a majestic procession through the streets of London, the Queen's children and grandchildren following behind the casket. Other members of the royal family following in cars. The Queen passed the Wellington Arch and then onto Windsor Castle. One of the personal touches included a handwritten note on top of the casket written by King Charles. It simply said, "In loving and devoted memory, Charles R." The R referring to Rex, which is Latin for king, a loving tribute from her eldest son. The royal family sharing its private grief and loss in public, those emotions clearly mirrored on the faces of some of the people who lined the streets to say farewell to the only queen most of them have ever known for their entire lives.
And now it feels very real that she's actually gone. But I felt I needed to come and say goodbye from myself and from my family and say thank you.
I think it's totally beautiful. It represents a lovely day. We're celebrating the Queen's life. I felt I had to be here.
Now, we've been talking to some Metro Detroiters who are in London, becoming a part of this moment in history. Some are sharing their stories with Kimberly Gill, who also is in London since Thursday. And Kim, the Queen's death has really touched people all around the world.
And touched me too. Karen, good evening. It is 9 p.m. here in London. And in addition to having a front row seat to history here, something else that has astonished me is listening to the stories of people as to why they felt it was so important to come here and experience this occasion. And that includes people from Metro Detroit. Photojournalist Tim Pamplin met up with a couple from Rochester Hills. It was early this morning. Hundreds of thousands made their way into central London, hoping to get a spot along the funeral procession route. But it soon became clear that viewing areas had closed. So in true British form, people started piling into local pubs to watch the funeral on television. Here, tantalizingly close to Westminster Abbey, is the Sherlock Holmes pub, filled to the brim with those who wanted to show their respects and be a part of the moment. Amongst them were Jennifer and Kevin from Rochester Hills.
My love for the Queen goes back to Charles and Diana getting married, and I was 6 years old, and my Nana awoke me on that morning, and we watched on the television the entire event. Through the years, my Nana and I traveled that journey of following them together, and then she passed 10 years ago, and I just felt like this was a way of just kind of honoring her as well, and being here as a part of such a special event in history. We just wanted to be here to feel the feeling of the world right now and the feeling of this country, and it's so moving and touching, and being in there was wonderful, just amongst true British people that love their Queen. the energy is actually just beautiful. I mean, it's not sad, it's not excited. It's just a beautiful energy amongst everybody right now, just just taking in what she meant to this country.
Again, just a beautiful, beautiful description of what it feels like to be here and to experience this moment. Again, from a Metro Detroiter, that woman from Rochester Hills. So coming up on later editions of Local 4 News, we'll have more from people that we met here, more people from Metro Detroit. Until then, we'll send it back to you guys in Detroit. Karen, Kimberly Gill reporting live from London, Local 4.
We appreciate it, Kim. We'll check back with you tonight at 5. And as Kim mentioned, our coverage continues this evening at 5 o'clock, including more personal stories like the 3 generations of women Kim ran into along the procession route. Then at 6, more royal memories from a day millions, even billions of people will never forget. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald just launched a new commission that will try to prevent gun violence and mass shootings. She says one goal of the commission is to show that mass shootings are not inevitable or something we should accept. The commission is a nonpartisan group, national experts, community members, medical professionals, as well as faith leaders. It will focus on 3 areas: threat assessment, how to prevent gun violence, also training kids and adults to spot anyone who might be in crisis. McDonald admits it's a complex problem, but says she wants to be part of the solution.
I don't know about you, but I just can't for one more day turn on the TV or the news and watch more people killed and murdered, children, and say, well, that's just part of our life. It is not, and it's preventable.
The prosecutor hopes to have protocols published within 8 months that can be used at schools, businesses, and other groups to prevent shootings. The commission held its first meeting today. Tonight at 5, we're going to hear from some of its members and get their thoughts on the job that they're facing. Well, we do have a Local 4 update for you on that big water main breakover in Fort Gratiot Township that affected thousands of people. The Great Lakes Water Authority says the flushing and disinfecting of the 120-inch replacement pipe is ongoing, but because it's so big, it's going to take more time to finish the job. Luckily, the boil water orders were canceled a while ago. The system is currently stable with the new target date for normal operations moved to October 5th. All right, let's take a moment to focus on your first forecast. It's not too bad outside right now. Actually, I think it's pretty awesome, Kim, right?
I know you do. You love the summer and want it to last forever. Some of us would kind of like to get back to fall, and that's going to happen later on this week. So something for everyone in the extended forecast. 84 degrees right now at City Airport, 83 at Metro Airport, 79 in Pontiac and in Howell. Outside tonight, it will drop down into the 60s by midnight under mostly clear skies, but some changes ahead for tomorrow and certainly into the day on Wednesday. Tomorrow, the severe weather stays out to our west, but it looks like by Wednesday, we are in that slight chance for severe weather. Talk about that in the forecast in a minute.
Well, you may have seen it growing in your backyard, on your trees, seemingly just taking over those walking paths. You might be wondering, what is it and how do I get rid of it? Well, it is called riverbank grapevine, and it has a bit of a mistaken identity crisis. Paula Tubman joins us from the Paint Creek Trail in Rochester with the 411 about this misunderstood vine. I see this, Paula, and I'm thinking I'm a victim because that looks like what's in my yard that I can't get rid of.
Okay, that's very important. So let me show you something. Right here, you're actually looking at 2 different species of vines. One good, native, one bad, invasive. This is where education is key, because if you don't know which one is the good one and which one is the bad one, and you try to get rid of the good one, you could do more harm than good. It's called riverbank grapevine, and homeowners hate this stuff.
Oh, yeah, I see it climbing up.
While it looks like it's taking over and killing trees, it is not. It is a native prolific climber that's actually beneficial to the ecosystem.
They are a species that has native predators in Michigan. There's something that there are probably insect species that are helping control these. The birds will probably eat the fruits. It looks like it's causing a lot of damage. It looks like it's totally covering a tree. It looks like it's shading things out.
I know, it looks like it's doing big damage, but that's actually rare. Unlike the invasive bittersweet, which often hides beneath or around the riverbank grapevine and does serious dirty work, while the riverbank grapevine gets the bad rap.
When the government talks about invasive species, we're talking about a non-native species that also causes harm. And maybe that harm is to the environment or to the economy or to human health.
The invasive bittersweet, what it'll do is it'll get a hold of a tree, even a small sapling or even a mature tree, and it'll start climbing. And what can happen is it can actually strangle the plant that it's climbing on, unlike the wild grapes. So this will just grab on with some tendrils. It won't actually embed itself into the tissues of the plant that it's climbing on, like the invasive bittersweet will. So you can see it actually, these are welded, these are fused now. Grape really won't do that.
The problem is, to the untrained eye, the native riverbank grapevine appears to be a nuisance. While it looks like it might be pulling down trees and killing them, what's likely happening is the tree was already compromised or sick. And so the vine does its good work to clear it out and let nature and her many bird and insect species do their important work.
Downside to cutting it down, so if you cut it down, you could be leaving an opening for a non-native invasive species to grow in its place that's causing more damage.
Okay, so if it looks like this, you can do some trimming. That's okay, but you don't want to eviscerate it because then it could make way for something like this, which you really shouldn't tackle yourself, Karen, because this has defense systems and it'll drop a whole bunch of other seeds and just regerminate itself. You need an expert for this. Trim this back a little bit, live with it. This is good, this is bad.
Huh. Paula, thank you. You really helped me there because I was kind of not confused. I appreciate it. I bet other people were as well.
Education.
All right. Thank you, Paula.